call you when I need you. My heart's on fire. Down, 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 down. You come to me, wild and wild. Mm, mm. Ooh, when you come to me, hey, give me everything I need. Here we go. Hey. You're simply the best. You're better than all the rest. You're better than anyone I ever met. Oh, I'm stuck on your heart. Yes, I am. I hang on every word you say. Ooh, tear us apart. Baby, I would rather be dead. Oh, you're the best. What's up, y'all? This is Ty. Listen, y'all asked me last week, you in love with you singing these love songs? So no, I just like singing the songs. Sometimes they have something to do with the video. Most of the time they don't. It just be songs that be on my head and in my heart. So that's all it is. So I just felt like singing that one. But that one I'm dedicating to all my supporters and my subscribers. You're simply the best. You keep this channel growing. I'm so corny. But anyway, what's up, y'all? This is Ty. I am here to review season 1, episode 6 of Average Joe, which comes on BET Plus. It stars comedian Deon Cole as Joe, the plumber, and he finds out that his daddy was working for the Russian mob and stole a Lamborghini and $10 million. So that's where all the chaos comes in from that. So before I get into this review, and this is episode 6. We're already on episode 6. Y'all watching this show with me, right? Y'all let me know in the comment section how you feel about the show. I absolutely love this show, and I feel like not enough people are talking about this show. So I'm going to talk about this show on my little channel and give it some, give it a shout out and review it. But before I get into that, I gotta give a shout out to my subscribers. Simply Be Yourself 100. Shout outs to you, Penny, Quentin Baptiste, June BLC, Savannah Rivers Amore, Dupree, Lamont Simpson. It's so many of y'all. All of you, just thank you for what you do. Thank you for keeping this channel going and growing. And leave your comments down below. Thank you. And don't forget to watch Tubi Tuesdays, where I review it. Every Tuesday I review a Tubi movie, because y'all know how I like my little Tubi movies. So anyway, with that being said, let's stop wasting all this time. We done got all that out the way. Let's talk about this episode. So we get a flashback to Christmas time, and we see Joe and his family in their house. And I was cracking up because Kathy done re-gifted and gave them a toaster oven. She gave them a toaster oven. I thought that was funny. That they gave her. That was their gift. And then we see a gift from Grandpa, Joe's father. And it's a deer head. And it was like, and his wife is disgusted. She's like, that's disgusting. Put that thing in the attic. But see, I said right there, that is where the money is. And then they went into present day. So we go into present day. The gang is trying to figure out how we going to get in this here house. Because last week, Winnie and a man, Stan, got killed. They up in their house. They got killed by Irina. So their bodies are in there. So it's a crime scene. So they're trying to come up with these different plans. Kathy has a plan. Jennifer, Joe's daughter, has a plan where she's saying, let's go to Detective Talford. I can go to her. She wanted to help us because normally there's two bodies in our house. She let us go in like 15 minutes. They didn't question us. She's trying to help us. Let's get her involved. And of course, she kind of has a point, but I was more with Joe like, no, let's not do that. And of course, his wife agreed with him as well, and that made Jen upset and all that. But they do devise a plan and come up with Kathy's plan. And his plan was pretty good. Touch is in his car. He's a patrolman. And it's supposed to be a routine traffic stop. He goes to the car. They shoot him. Now he had his vest on. I said, yeah, that's a good idea. They shoot him to make it look like he's been shot. He's been attacked. And so now it's an injured cop. So when that happens, when a cop is shot, everybody, all the cops have to report, they got to look for the cop shooter. So they all leave the scene of Joe's house. I was like, that is clever. That is a way to get Joe into his house to get that money, to try to get that money. So meanwhile, while that's happening, Talford is visited by the governor, and the governor is in the pocket of the Russian mob. He is in, I said, this is some crazy mess right here. He comes over to her and he's telling her that, listen, you need to just, chill, fall back. I can help you get your mama out. Because remember, Talford's mama was working, they're trying to tie her into this whole thing with Nikolai and trying to make it look like she's killed her partner. And, Talford feels her mother was framed, and her mother's like, let that go. But he's like, I can get your mother out if you fall back. That pisses her off, and it looks like they're taking Talford off the case. And that was interesting right there. That was really interesting. Meanwhile, Touch is shot. He's hurt. Talford confronts him, and she has a theory. She says, listen, I ain't stupid. Your friend Joe, his daddy was working for, his father, he was working for this Russian mob, Nikolai and all of them. Nikolai has his father killed, so in retaliation, Joe kills Dmitri. That's what she's thinking. So she's like, where is he? Tell me what's going on. And of course, Touch is like, I don't know what you're talking about. You scared him off, this, that, and the third. So I said, she's getting the clues together. She almost got them, but not quite. Not quite. Meanwhile, while that's going on, Irina has picked up those two gentlemen. Remember the two fools that was on the golf course and recorded themselves with the head? She's picked them up, and which was easy for her to do because people just fall for looks all the time. They see this pretty girl standing in the parking lot. Why would you say, oh, come on and get in the car? Wouldn't you think that's weird? That some girl just gonna get in the car with you? I don't trust nobody like that. Nobody. Listen, I be watching Snap. I know women could be dangerous too. You can't trust nobody. Nobody. I was about to say something else about somebody else, but I ain't gonna do that. That ain't got nothing to do with this video. But you can't trust nobody like that. So they kind of got what they got what they deserve. Because why would you let this woman in your car? And then next scene we see they're at Nikolai's house, and he got him tied up, and he's shaving one guy's head, and he severely burning him. Meanwhile, Irina is going around trying to find what pharmacy that Angela is going to be at, so she can pick up the person, so she can meet them there, so she can get her. I said, that's interesting. Meanwhile, Jen and her mom, Angela, having these conversations in the car with Leon. And Jennifer, who kind of annoys me, she says something to her mother that pisses her mother off. She tells her, she says, listen, you are always trying to protect his ego. Because she told her, listen, I do agree your father, you're right, but I kind of had to, your father don't want you involved. Your plan was good, but we don't want you involved in this. And then Jennifer decides she's going to tell her mother something about, well, your ego, you're defending, you always protecting his ego. She said that, and it really offended her mother, and her mother went. So Jennifer and her mom have this big disagreement. Her mother's pissed off with what Jennifer has said, so she's having this big outburst. He's like, get back in the car so we can get to the pharmacy. And I'm like, yeah, get back in the car so you can get to the pharmacy and get there before Irina gets there, because there's going to be some problems. Meanwhile, while that's going on, Joe gets into the house. Joe is in the attic, and he's tearing the attic up, ripping open stuffed animals and looking through things, and he can't find nothing. And then he gets pissed off. He sees the deer head. I'm like, yes, Joe is in the deer head. And he starts attacking it because he says, it reminds him of his father. And he's like, you see, you think you got the best of me? I see you over there. Like, he just got real angry, and he starts beating it up. He throws it. It falls down out of the attic, down into the hallway. He goes down. As he's coming down, there's a cop there, and the cop is like, drop it, drop your weapon, drop it. And he's holding the deer head, and he's like, drop it, this is the police. And he's like, Joe says to him, there should be no shavies on this detail. Because remember, earlier in the episode, they referred to the police as shavies because all of the police have to be shaved, whatever. So this guy's like, what? And that's how Joe knows, oh, this dude is not no cop, he's in the mob. He's part, he ain't no cop. So Joe rushes him with the deer head and the antlers get into the man while the man is shooting. I was like, but okay, we'll go with that. But he ends up getting the best of the guy, and he has him on the ground, and the antlers are in the guy's chest. The guy's bleeding, and he's like, help me, help me, help me. He's bleeding, and then somehow Joe opens the part of the deer head and realizes, and the money just starts falling out. He's like, this is where the money is. And I'm like, oh my God, Joe, get the money and get the hell up out of here is what I'm saying. So meanwhile, while he's gathering the money, Detective Talford is coming to the house. And she's coming to the house. Now he has to go hide in the closet with the money. And I'm like, wow. So, and that's a big house he has, by the way. And he goes and hides in the closet. And while he's doing that, she comes over and she's asking the guy questions. Who did this to you? He's pointing to the closet, but she looks at the picture. So she takes the picture down, brings it over. It's a picture of Joe in his face. She said, was it him? He said, yes. Then she said some other stuff, blah, 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 blah. And she finishes the dude off. So I was like, it was a really good episode. So now they got the money. So I'm like, Joe got the money. He got the money. Meanwhile, we go back to his wife and Jennifer. We got Angela and Jennifer and Leon. They're supposed to be at the farm. I'm like, hurry up, y'all. Hurry up with this. But they're having these moments. Angela has this breakdown where she pretty much says, my life hasn't amounted to anything. I'm working in a freaking diner. Like, she just has the breakdown. I failed my daughter and this and that. And like a whole bunch of stuff that her and her daughter end up making up. So she gets her medication and all of that. So meanwhile, she's at the pharmacy. I'm like, okay, because she got her medication. We in the clear. Then we see Jen going to buy her some flowers from the pharmacy. Jen comes out of the pharmacy. Leon is knocked out. His head is on the steering wheel. The horn is going. Irina done took the mother. I'm like, oh man. Meanwhile, Joe is back at the house with, the hideout with the money, and nobody's there. Now they got his wife. I was like, dang. And that's how it ended, because the show always ends like that to keep you going. Like, how they gonna get out of this one? What's gonna happen? Make you keep tuning in each week. But I thought another great episode, another good episode. I'm trying to figure out how they're gonna get his wife back from Irina. What's gonna happen? Because if he takes her to Nicolado, he'll probably kill her. So I'm wondering what's gonna happen. We gotta. I don't know how they're going to get these. I say this every week, like, how they going to get out of that? How they going to get out? And they do it. They show it. So I'm looking forward to the next episode. That's all I have. Tell me your thoughts. Did you like this episode? I thought this episode was really good. Also, before I go, Talford knows that Touch is a junkie, too. She was buying some things. She saw some stuff. She knows Touch has some drug problems. So that's good, too. So we're going to see how this plays out. Talford really should not be on the case anymore, because didn't they fire her? They took her off that case. But I think, this is what I'm predicting, I think she is going to eventually end up working with Joe and the crew. I really think she is. But it's interesting. And Kathy and Leon have not told them about the money, the $50,000 that they got from selling the Lamborghini. Will that come out in the wash too? It's all interesting. It's so interesting. But again, thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you all in the next video.